Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be installing the central heating and hot and colds in a one bedroom flat. So first thing we've got to do here is take out this old Ideal ISA. So these were absolute pants at the time. There's still a few about, but the majority of them are now in the skip where they belong. So what I'm going to be doing is ripping all this out and we're going to start afresh. So this wall was so damaged it's having to be reboarded and plastered. So I'm going to cut all this out, and then from the floor, or the point of entry at the floor, we're going to start running new pipework, and I'll leave tails there so once the new boarding's done we can run the pipework to the new boiler. So throughout this flat the builder has left us hatches to crawl under. I'll say crawl, walk under. It's actually about 1.5 meters void, which is excellent, so we can get totally underneath this one. So in here's the bathroom. Could be having a bath over here, a bar mixer, tower out here, and then we've got a combined toilet and vanity unit going there. And then it's the customer who's actually purchased the radiators here. So for some reason we're having huge 1600 radiators going in here. And again, we've got another catch to crawl under, and then through here got another big 1600 radiator going against that wall, and this is the main bedroom. So pretty small install compared to what we're normally doing. So we've gone from yesterday multi-million-pound house to one bedroom flat in Hastings, but I like doing these type of installs, nice and easy, and yeah, the pressure's kind of off. We've got a couple of days here so we can get it all done in our own time. So that piece of garbage, ICOS, ISA, whatever it is, that's off the wall now. I've stripped out all this copper here, and obviously I've removed it off the wall. Flue's still in there. So because I thought it'd just be a hell of a lot easier just running it all from new, I've just started to put new copper towels up. So I've put them on Munson rings for now, so that will just allow the plasterboard to slide in behind it. The main issue I've got at the moment is this cold water main here on the right. Can't find where the main stopcock is, so that's it inside, but I need to find it externally so I can put another stopcock on here. The gas, although it looks pretty terrible, I'm just going to clean it up because it's 22mm just below there, and that's pretty much where I want it. So that's the gas in the centre here. So I've just bent these copper towels round, and we're actually going to be doing this system in Buteline. So I'll explain what that is a little bit later on, but at the moment I've just soldered these Buteline elbows on, and then from the copper that allows us to go straight onto the Buteline plastic pipe work. So yeah, making a little bit of progress. It's a little bit of a pig, this one. Not as glamorous as some of the other jobs we get, but we're getting there. Bailey has got the radiators on the wall, so these walls are actually tanked and dabbed off about 50mm. So for the size of them, they're actually really difficult to hang, but finally got them on there now. He's just shot off to go and get some radiator valves. So what we're going to do is we'll get the rad valves on, chuck the pipes through the floor, and then we can crawl through this lovely hole and start piping it up. So I was looking everywhere for the cold water main to shut off the building or to shut off this flat, and we couldn't find it anywhere. There was one outside which was shutting off God knows what, but I've just had to snatch it and put a new one on. So a good tip for cutting into a water main when it's live is to put a hose pipe in the end of the new valve you're fitting, run that to outside or into a toilet, and then once you cut it, your water flow will just flow straight through the hose and it won't fight against you when you're trying to tighten up a new one. But you wouldn't know it was a good tip from how soaked I am. So unfortunately we can't do every job in copper, although we would like to, but to stay competitive on these smaller installation jobs we obviously have to use plastic. Most plumbers out there will use push fit like Hep2O, polypipe, or potentially MLC, but that can be quite expensive as well, so it's almost as expensive as copper, I would say. So what we use is Buteline. So some of you may have seen this on a video that James from Plumber Parts did, and that's how I discovered it originally, and I took a punt on it. I've put it in for about 4 years now, I think, and I've never touch wood, had a problem with it. So the reason I like it is because the fittings are really slim and sleek, so they're not bulky like push fittings. As well as that, you have to crimp them, so you use a hand tool crimper to crush them on, and the reason I like that is because you know they're never going to blow off. So if ever you was to have a leak, it would only be a weep or a drip. So I've actually never seen one leak the whole time I've been using it. I've never seen one leak. My colleague has though, so in the 4 or 5 years we've been using it, I think he's seen 2 leaks. So the key to it is you need to get the crimp almost in bang in the middle when you're doing it, which I'll show you later, and then yeah, you don't ever seem to have a problem. So you don't need any inserts in this. The inserts built into the fitting themselves. It looks very similar to polypipe. It's grey in colour, comes in the same size coils, but it's 16mm, not 15mm. So for the 16mm, we just use the coils, and then I find it a lot easier in the 22mm size to just use straight bars rather than coils. So this is a really small system. It's actually only having 3 radiators, so this is going to be brilliant for this. We're just going to run it along the floor. The other good advantage of this pipe is, which you may have seen on another YouTube video, is when it freezes, it doesn't break, so it doesn't split and the fittings don't cause damage. So yeah, really recommend it. Haven't had a problem so far. Give it a try. This is one of the Buteline crimpers you can use. This is a 16mm one. They do make one with longer handles, which makes it a little bit easier to press, but I quite like this one. You can get it in fairly tight spaces. You do have to be aware though that you can't make it too tight because you can't get the crimping tool in. So I find it a lot. I think that I've got enough room when I haven't. So basically, just to show you how it works, you push the pipe into the fitting, so there's no depth gauge. You should mark it yourself, so I normally mark it with a pencil. Then once it's fully home, you just push the crimper onto the middle of that section there, and then just pull the handles and give it a squeeze. And then they do give you a little tool you can use to check, but every time I've checked it's always fine. So yeah, it's really simple. I highly recommend it over push fit, and yeah, you can pick it up or order it from most of your local plumbing merchants. Okay, it's day 2 now, and we're going to start working in the bathroom area. So I've brought a chasing tool with me today. We've got to get some towel rail radio pipeworks in the wall, and also first fix the sanitary rail and bathroom outlet. So I'll just show you what we're doing. So we've got the pipework already run through the floor, so that's ready to go. So over here on the left, we're going to have a towel rail, which is going to be situated above the bath. So apparently the client wants it quite high up, I guess to avoid it getting totally soaked. On the right is where the shower's going, so I haven't got to chase those pipes in because they're actually going to batten that wall off, which is great. And then going to be having a combined toilet and vanity unit going on this wall. So we need to reuse all the waste pipe because we're not remaking all of that, but what we're going to do is actually just ignore all these existing hot and cold feeds and just pop some pipes through the floor, so they'll be hidden by the furniture unit. So yeah, get a chasing tool out and start making a mess. So our weapon of choice for chasing out walls is this Metabo wall chaser. We've had this for a few years now. It's never let me down. It came with, or the reason I purchased it is originally it come with these dual and triple blades, which is really good for getting pipe work in really neat, so you don't have to use the SCS gun to break it all out afterwards. So this dual blade one is perfect for 15mm. It literally just sits in the wall nice and snug, and you don't even need to clip it sometimes, it will just sit in there. So we'll chuck that on today to get the towel radiator pipes in, and yeah, it should make the life a lot easier. Okay, so I'm underneath the floor now in the void, so it's quite roomy under here, but the stones at the bottom are very sharp on my knees if I was going to put a complaint in, but other than that, it's pretty good. What we're doing is we're just clipping the pipework to the underside of the joists, and you can see here the copper tails we dropped down for the radiator, so we've just crimped it on with his elbow fitting. So I'd say that's one of my favourite things about this Buteline pipe is this fitting here, the fact that you can just pre-make all these copper tails, and then it is literally just a case of crimping the pipe onto it. So yeah, it makes it all nice and neat. So we've got the pipework all in now for the towel rail that's going on the end of the bath. By using that Metabo chasing tool and using the double disc saw, we don't actually need to put any clips in there. It holds it nice and snug with this 16mm Buteline pipe. So what you do need to remember, like you can see here, is you need to tape those aluminium sleeves that go on the ends, because apparently they can deteriorate once plaster hits them. So yeah, it makes it nice and quick, nice and easy, and if you've got a good dust extractor, you can just catch all the debris and dust in the hoover. On the opposite end of the bath, we haven't had to do any chasing. This wall's actually been battened off, so we've literally just ran the pipework up the wall, clipped it, and we've got 150mm centres that way. So yeah, nice and straightforward. We managed to get the bath in now. It was really tight because we've got these pillars either side, so but it is in, and we have levelled it all out. You can see here we've got another pillar this side. So what we've actually done is we've run battens along the perimeter of this stud work here just to help take the weight, and also it's a bit of an advantage when it comes to levelling it because it makes it a bit easier. As well as that, there was a change of plan. We thought we was having a floor standing unit, but we're not. We're having a wall hung vanity unit. So because we're using the existing waste pipe, we've just cut into the existing one there and then run 2 new feeds up from that void underneath the floor. So yeah, that's all done. Regarding the toilet, we're actually going to leave this one in for now because it's a side toilet. The other one should pretty much marry up, and then we're going to leave the access hatch accessible so we can just run a cold feed up to there. So yeah, this bathroom is first fix now. Happy to let the builder carry on with the tiling and the boarding. Okay, so I'm back where the boiler is going to be going now, and you can see that I've actually joined all the pipes together other than the gas. The reason I've done this is because I'm creating a manifold which allows me to fill up the whole system really quickly, and we can test everything for leaks. So I always recommend doing this. We will always leave the system live before we go, so we will put a pressure gauge on it, turn the water off, and then if the builder or whoever's working in notices there's a pressure drop or they can see a leak, they will let us know. So it's always worth doing. And then once we come back to install the boiler, we'll just cut all these pipes low level and start again. That solder there is absolutely shocking. Okay, that's a wrap on that job for now. Look forward to going back and second fixing that one when the builder's ready. And as you can see, it's definitely a Friday by the state of my van. Look at that. Okay, I'm stuck underneath the house now. Send help.